Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Friday, September 26th. I, of course, am Hammer. Welcome to Hammer Live! That's what I'm calling it today. I'm having fun with that. So, anyway, I, of course, am Hammer, founder of Originator Success, Grab and Go Social, Rate Sensei. Remember, you can join me live as we talk about what's going on in the mortgage world. 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, each and every weekday morning. It's Friday, TGIF, my friends. If you're here this morning, say good morning. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget, give me a hashtag replay in the comments. I'm noticing there's a lot less replay watchers, though. Maybe I'm boring. Maybe it's too long. Probably, right? But there are a lot of people that are live, so I appreciate all of you. And if you're here live, say good morning. Today we're going to be talking about the SCOTUS review of the Cook case. Of course, we have to have a pun about how Cook is cooking or how Cook is still in the kitchen and how SCOTUS versus POTUS making the MOTUS. The reaction to the PCE, spoiler alert, told you that there wasn't going to be one. There wasn't one. But we'll go over the data anyway, right? Inflation data. And let's talk about why I don't think rates are going to fall next week and why I'm in a locking stance. We'll go over all of that today. And before we do, though, please remember you can sign up and be reminded that I'm going live. Get a text alert at hmmr.io/reminder or use this cool QR code right over here. You can go ahead and take a screenshot if you're on your phone and go to your photos. That QR code will work. So just go ahead and pop in your number. We don't abuse it. I don't share it. I don't send you any crazy texts or anything. So just a reminder that I'm going live if you'd like to hop on and see that each day. Let's go ahead and say hi to the live folks, and then we'll get started. So who do we got here this morning? We have my friend Megan Bissell, the first one on to say hello. Good morning, Megan. Great to have you here. Mike Tebow, Mike Love, great to see you. James Mahan, live and on time today. All right, my friend. All right. Good to see you. Good morning. Kenny Rivard, good to have you here. Holly Johnson, Amber Moser, good morning. Angela Walters, Rob Smith, and Rob Stewart. We've got the Rob and Rob team going. Julie Lawrence, good morning. Will Patterson, thank you for tagging some originators. Remember, if you are on Facebook, please go ahead and, tag somebody. Don't forget to smash that like button. Tag an LO friend. Maybe share this post in a group. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Tom Stafford, good morning. On a plane to South Bend, watching me. Tom, you are dedicated. I appreciate you, man. Where is South Bend? Is that, I know Bend, Oregon. I don't know where South Bend is. Where's South Bend? Matt Rasner, happy Friday. So, all right, y'all, do me a favor. Question of the day. What are y'all doing for the weekend? Let me know in the comments. What are your weekend plans? What are you doing this weekend? Let's go ahead and why don't you tell me? And at the end of the show, we'll take a look and see what y'all are doing this weekend. So let me know in the comments, what are you doing this weekend? And I'll circle around and tell you what I'm doing and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Let me share my screen. All right, so we'll do a quick recap on what happened yesterday. Take a look here. There it is. Take a look here at what we got going on. This is the end of day wrap up text yesterday. Remember, if you would like to get text alerts like this, you absolutely can and you should. You can go ahead and sign up for those. I will pop that on here for you at ratetextalerts.com if you would like to go ahead. And in fact, here I will throw the fancy QR code up here for you. If you would like, where is the sign up for a text block device? There you go. So if you'd like to sign up for text alerts like this, go right ahead. So anyway, yesterday's wrap up, you could see that when we did the morning text, mortgage-backed securities are minus 14 basis points. 10-year treasury was at 4.19. And when we ended the day, the wrap up, it was basically the exact same. 10-year yield was down just a couple bips. And what did we have to say yesterday to recap and end the day? Bonds didn't get worse on the day, but also didn't get better. No reason to expect much help from the PCE inflation data in the morning. We're likely to see rates. Hold on, I got to do this so I can. There you go. Likely to see rates creep worse heading into next week. Not sure how much another week BLS jobs report would even help at this point. It sure isn't likely to send rates tumbling lower. advice remains to lock for protection. So that was the end of day alert yesterday. Basically, if we take a look, let me get rid of this for you so it's out of the way. If we take a look, let me pull the screen over. Come on. There it is. It's being stubborn today. Let me plop this up a little bit. All right, there you go. Take a look at mortgage-backed securities. When pricing came out right around here, right around 100.75, end of the day, almost the exact same spot. It was basically flat on the day, no big move. Now, this morning, bonds did start out with just a little bit of improvement, but you could see that they have gone down, 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 down. And that, of course, gives us a frowny face, not what we want to see. This is going to kind of, bring rate sheets. You're likely to see rate sheets that are a little bit worse than Friday, even though bonds are at the exact same spot and it's flat. Generally, Friday, you're going to see a little bit more conservative pricing, especially when secondary lock desks take a look and see that we are on a downward trend here, already down 2 basis points on the day, probably going to drift lower. Anybody that does put out pricing this morning, reprice risk is moderate today. We could see bonds just drift lower through the day. And if they get down to around 12 basis points or minus 15 basis points on the day, that's grounds to see a reprice worse. So if you would like to protect yourself against reprices worse and protect your pipeline, remember you can sign up for those text alerts that I told you about. They're $7. We do send out alerts when we see movement that would cause repricing. So taking a look at the 10-year treasury yield, that is also in the red, getting worse, 4.18. It did. Oh, look at that. That's up in the corner there, that QR code. I didn't even, that's in the way. All right. 4.18. You can see that they're definitely creeping higher. If we take a look at this blue line right here, that's the 25-day moving average. Let me move this over a little bit so y'all can see it. There you go. If we take a look at this blue line right here, though, that's the 25-day moving average. Gave us no technical resistance or support, rather, at all. Remember, we don't want yields to go up. That's bad for the 10-year. We want yields to go down. Down would be green. Green is good, okay? But we're only seeing them go up right here. So that's not what we want to be seeing. The reality is it very, very easily is going to go up into the 4.22-ish area before pushing up against the 50-day moving average and some technical report. And if we let me pull this over a little bit more because it's all kind of. Let me get this situated just right. We'll go over. So next week is jobs week. We've got the BLS jobs data October 3rd. Take a look here. Mortgage-backed securities. They have been losing ground and going down, down, down. We've been in a locking stance basically most of the ride ever since the Fed meeting. And the Fed meeting is right here. The Fed meeting, we got kicked in the can. Jay Powell, his press conference, not good. In fact, what you'll see happening, take a look here at Fed funds futures. I talked about this yesterday. It's a little bit better today. We have seen, remember yesterday, the Fed futures were down to about here on a Fed rate cut. Actually, yesterday they were right here, and they're still right here. So, but they're down to about 85%. And when we look at December, it's gotten a little bit better, but not much. So still a lot lower than a week ago, where markets believed that we were going to see 2 rate cuts. So very, this stuff's not great there. Let's go ahead and hit some of the other headlines. Hold on a minute. Let me change this up a little bit. I'm going to throw the lock advice down at the bottom in a minute, but what are your weekend plans? Make sure you tell me in the comments if you haven't already. What are your week plans for this weekend? And we'll talk about those at the end of the show in a few minutes. But the lock advice is down at the bottom. I'm still very much in a locking stance. Anybody that would see this, we're going to get the BLS jobs data next week, and it could give a little bit more of a boost. But we're talking about a third month in a row that it's going to have to come in weak, and markets are going to have to see some significant weakness to believe that it's going to reinforce the idea that we're going to see cuts in December. So right now, we would need, as we head into next Friday, a week from today, we would need to see a weak enough jobs report that expectation to bring that Fed funds rate down to 3.5 by December we would need this to push up and get at least up in above the 80s. So, and then even if that happens, you're not going to see huge improvements to rate sheets. Keep that in mind as well. When we take a look at rate sheets, they're slowly creeping worse, as I told you what we were going to see, right? So we had that one day of gold. I'm going to circle this in green because it's just, we had that one day. And again, rate sheets just did not fit the narrative for where mortgage-backed securities were that day. And I questioned it even then. We went into the Fed meeting, which was on the 17th. And, right there, we were back up. The next day, crept back up. And it's been 6.37, for basically all of the week. But we are seeing 6.35, 6.37, 6.39. Very, very gradual, very slow rate sheet worsening, rate increases. And I think it's going to continue on into next week. Our best case scenario is that we see things kind of stay the same, that bonds will level off. We're not seeing huge sell-offs. We're not like lock. Things are getting worse. You got to lock or else. But you're seeing rate sheets creep away. So anything is closing in October, I would be locking right now. I would not float into the jobs data. If that jobs data fails to come in weak enough to make everybody happy, it's going to hurt. So speaking of data, let's go ahead and go over some stuff. U.S. Treasuries gain as reading on inflation matches expectations, which we kind of knew it was going to happen. And it basically, it went up. If we take a look at where things were, the headline PCE, which, personal consumption expenditure, estimated to go up 0.3% for the month, and it went up 0.3% for the month. The core PCE, which removes food and energy prices, which are considered more volatile, estimated to be 0.2, went up 0.2. The year over year, the headline number is 2.7. Inflation, core is 2.9. This is the number that the Fed wants to be at 2%. They want to see that core PCE at 2%. This is going up, though. All right. It was, let's see if I can, PCE history. Let's see. If it takes me more than a second, we'll skip it, but let's see if I can find it. All right. That's not coming. It's probably the shape, but I'm just looking to see. Here you go. Let's do 1 year just for a little clearer. So this is probably the headline PCE, or no, it shows core. It says the core PCE is less volatile measure of the PCE price index. So, you can see that where we were, it's not going up really bad, but it's not going down. And that's the problem, is that we haven't seen it go down. It's still between 2 and 3%. They wanted it at 2%. But this would support Siegel's argument that the tariffs aren't really making a big change here. So we came in at 2.9. Last month was 2.9. So it's right there. The month before, it came in at 2.8 when it was forecast to be at 2.7. That was back in July. In June, it was 2.8 when it was forecast to be at 2.6. Came in at 2.6 in May. But before the actual, remember the tariffs hit back here and again, this is core, so we could look at the headline, but before the tariffs were even involved, we were at 3%, 2.7, 2.9, 2.8, 2.8, 2.7, 2.7. The only time it actually came in lower was in the last year was December. That's the only time that it's come in lower than expected. Otherwise, it's coming at or above expectations. You only see one red number there back in December. So really not seeing inflation be, and that's why the argument is that the Fed should not be cutting rates. And they don't seem to be overly concerned about the labor market. They basically said the last cut, Powell said it was a, what did he call it? A risk management cut. If the Fed does not cut these two months coming up, markets are not going to like that. Mortgage-backed securities is not going to like that. You will see mortgage rates go higher if we see this not happen. So as we get into October and we get to that meeting at the end of October, about a month from now, if we do not see a rate cut in October, that all of this just doesn't really bode well for mortgage rates. So, yeah, Marano, you're hearing my fish tank. It's low on water, and I didn't fill it back up. I haven't been in the office the last few days because I've been in the barn. So, Randy Tico, I really need you to be wrong today. Is there any miracle that can reverse the slide? There's always a miracle that can reverse the slide, my friend. So I don't blame you. I want to be wrong. Isn't that terrible? I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong for you. By all means, Randy, I want to be wrong. So let's take a look at what y'all have to say. And again, if you haven't told me what you're doing this weekend, put it in the comments. We'll go through those in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and turn off screen share for now. Really need you to be wrong today. Is there any miracle that could reverse this? Sure. I mean, next week, if the labor market data were to be face meltingly bad, like really, really, really weak, that's going to, we would see a blip, but I don't think that would really help rates much either. I mean, at best, we see rates kind of creep down another eighth, even if next week goes our way. And that's about the best it's going to be. I don't think we're in a position to see rates improve at all. In fact, I don't think it's going to be nearly as severe as last year. Remember when we took a look at the here, I'll bring the screenshots up again. Good morning, Nathan Einkorn. Let me share the screen real quick. Remember after the Fed meeting last year when the Fed raised rates by a half point and cut rates by a half point and kept cutting, right? But we know, look what happened with mortgage rates, right? So we know that we started out right here at that low, and they went higher and higher and higher. And we're not seeing that happen necessarily this time. The shapes are not too different though. When you look at the gradual, it took a little while, and we had the initial jump, and now we're moving up. So they did bounce from that lowest point right here to here. But the reality is, I think we're going to settle in right around here. I think that's where rates are going to find themselves again. I don't think we have to worry about necessarily coming above 6 3/4. And again, these are just using Mortgage News Daily as a reference point, not your actual rate sheets and not with loan level price adjustments and things like that. But we've got this going on here. Hey, did y'all notice my favorite guy, Bill Pulte, is going to be at AIM Fuse? Going to be speaking at AIM Fuse. I will not be at AIM Fuse. I have plans in October, so I will not be there. But you guys know how I feel about Pulte. I won't do anything publicly. I think it's great that AIM has him there, and I think it's a great draw. And I respect AIM and Jonathan Haddad and Jason Frazier and Kenneth Travis over there. Everybody over at AIM, I respect him. I like him. I'm friends with a lot of people over there, and I get it. I just think the guy's I just think he's a dick and an idiot. I don't think he knows what he's doing. But very easily could say the same thing. He's more successful, quote unquote, than I am, and he's hobnobbing with the president. I'm not, but I don't want to be. So, but anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program here. I don't think we're going to see rates that are going to go up into this direction up here. However, I do think we're going to be here. And right now, I would be locking up and enjoying, and that's why we're in a locking stance. I would be locking up everything while we are in this area right here. I don't think it's going to last long. I think by the time the middle of October rolls around, the CPI data comes, I think we'll probably be up here. So again, right now, we're not too far from it. We're at 6.39, so it's only an eighth of a point from here to push up into that next box. Morano, get me a signed Pulte hat. Yeah, go ahead. I love you, Mike, but not my Pulte. What's in the fish tank? Fish. Some hell if I remember what I put in there. I just regular freshwater community fish. I when I need to be calm, I look at them. When I think of Bill Pulte, I look at my fish and they settle me down. So, all right. Anyway, let's hear what you guys are doing this weekend. Let me know in the comments if you haven't. We're going to go ahead and take a look. I am going to be working on the barn. I've got to get this thing wrapped up so I get the electric connected. So hopefully that happens. I've got a little bit of ceiling work and some walls to do. And once the electric is in, and then I can paint and make it look pretty. But for now, it's just getting that done. Kenny Rivard, son's cross country race Saturday morning, then home projects for the rest of the weekend. Yep, honeydew list, home stuff, and good luck to your son. I do cross country racing. That is for me going from one side of the house to the other, and I breathe hard. Man, I got to do something to get in shape. I am in a terrible shape these days. Mike Tebow working on composite deck Saturday, playing golf and in the Elks outing on Sunday. Well, hit him straight and hit him far, my friend. And good luck on the greens. Good luck on the greens. Deb Dickinson going to a Mariners game. Baseball is something that I can enjoy in person. I've never enjoyed it on TV. So good for you. Have fun on that. Let's see. What else are y'all doing? Your final CE and painting your living room. Oh, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. Have fun with that. And when you paint, remember, Sherwin-Williams, best paint. What's the matter? Hold on, y'all. I'm going to let Millie in. Come on, Millie girl. Come on, Millie girl. I know I haven't been here for a while. You have to come and see me now. I'm back. Thanks for your patience. How do my cats treat the fish? They're fine. They don't eat them. They're, the fish tank has got a cover on the top anyway, but they don't usually go after them. Megan Bassell, family dinner, pool, pickleball, and mowing some grass. Sounds like a busy weekend. Getting over COVID. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. Stuck at home so you don't spread it. Probably a good thing. And cleaning your house and playing with your dogs. Very good. Take it easy. It takes a while to come back from that stuff sometimes. Tom Stafford is going to Notre Dame, daughter's lacrosse team, University of Louisville. Fantastic, man, playing them this weekend. Good luck to your daughter. Hopefully she stays injury-free and has a fantastic game, my friend. So Randy Teakles working with the puppies, the Golden Retrievers. Nice. Mike Morano's watching the Ryder Cup. So, all right. Well, I think I got everybody. Nicole, working the snack shack at the high school football game. That's awesome. That's fun. Nathan Eicher, like we do every other weekend. Pinky, try and take over the world. Pinky in the brain. There you go, man. Oh, you're a fish tank guy, Randy? Yeah, so you probably know more about the fish. And I have tetras in there. I have I'd have to look at what they are. I've got a couple of clown Pleco to keep the tank clean. I've got just your basic PetSmart type fish, nothing fancy. In fact, I've had a tank for years and years and years, and I've had fish die. I've got to put some fresh fish in there. I do water changes and stuff, so it's not the water; it's all treated and everything. It's fine. They get old and they die. So little fishes. All right, my friends. Well, thank you again for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Amy Blauser going to baseball games, homecoming dance, and a wedding. Woo! Busy weekend. Have fun at all those events. Y'all, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys have a fantastic weekend. I will see you on Monday. Take care. Make it a great one. Bye-bye.